Is the Russian cancer vaccine truly effective? This question has taken the medical world by storm recently, and it is something almost everyone is curious about. To understand how this vaccine works, we first need to look at why cancer has remained an unbeatable disease for thousands of years. The first major hurdle is a concept known as immune evasion, the clever way cancer cells hide from our body's defenses. Because cancer cells actually develop from our own tissues, our immune system struggles to recognize them as a threat. On top of that, these rogue cells can release special chemicals that actively shut down our immune response and neutralize inflammation, which is the body's natural swelling and healing reaction to injury or infection. The second hurdle comes down to biology. Because cancer cells are so similar to healthy cells, almost every weapon we have engineered to kill them, such as chemotherapy, the standard drug treatment used to destroy cancer, ends up damaging our healthy tissue too. This forces doctors to work within a strict therapeutic window, the delicate dosage range where a drug is powerful enough to treat the disease, but safe enough not to kill the patient. The new Russian vaccine is designed to solve both of these massive puzzles. Here is exactly how it works in practice. First, doctors perform a biopsy, which is the medical procedure of removing a small tissue sample from a patient's specific tumor. By analyzing these specific cancer cells, scientists identify unique surface proteins called neoantigens. Once they map these proteins, scientists reverse engineer the exact genetic code, known as RNA, that instructs cells to make that specific protein. Because every person's tumor is unique, this is a completely customized, personalized vaccine made for one specific patient. Next, scientists package this customized RNA inside tiny fat bubbles called lipid nanoparticles. This mixture is the final vaccine. When injected into the muscle, these fat particles act as a foreign trigger that draws the body's natural inflammatory defenses to the area. Simultaneously, the muscle cells read the RNA instructions and begin mass-producing the unique cancer surface proteins. When our immune defense forces arrive at the injection site, they are directly presented with these targets. This trains our immune cells, specifically our cells, the heavy infantry of our immune system, to recognize the enemy. This forms an elite microscopic army that travels throughout the body, ruthlessly hunting down and destroying any cell carrying that specific protein marker. It targets the main tumor and can even wipe out microscopic metastasis, which refers to tiny, invisible cancer cells that have spread to other parts of the body. Now you might wonder, if the tumor is already in the body, why doesn't the immune system just attack it there? This brings us back to that first puzzle of immune evasion. Cancer cells do show these proteins, but they also express a trick signal called PDL1. This signal acts as an off switch that paralyzes the local immune cells and stops inflammation. Tricking the body into treating the tumor like healthy tissue, the vaccine bypasses this trick. By introducing the cancer proteins at a clean injection site, there are no cancer cells around to shut down the immune response. The immune system gets a clear, uninterrupted training session. So, how is this performing in real life? First, let's look at the preclinical results, meaning the testing phase done on animals before humans. In studies involving mice with melanoma, an aggressive type of skin cancer, the results were stunning. Mice left untreated died within 20 days. However, mice that received the vaccine achieved a 100% survival rate past the 20-day mark. Tests showed that both the primary tumor, the original site of the cancer, and all secondary metastasis, the tumors that spread elsewhere, were completely wiped out. What about human trials recently? Russia's Ministry of Health officially approved the vaccine for clinical applications. The very first patient to receive it is a 60-year-old man, also battling melanoma. Because this treatment is still actively ongoing, it is too early to draw a final conclusion on its success. However, so far, the patient has experienced very mild systemic side effects, meaning reactions that affect the whole body, like severe fatigue or nausea. This mild reaction is a massive victory compared to the brutal toll of traditional chemotherapy. We will need to watch the data over the next 12 to 24 months to know the ultimate verdict on its effectiveness. But no matter the final outcome, this represents a monumental leap forward in our thousands-of-years-old war against cancer. This leaves us with a fascinating question. We are injecting this vaccine into people who already have cancer, meaning its purpose is therapeutic, which means it cures or treats an existing disease rather than prophylactic, which means preventing a disease before it happens. So why do we still call it a vaccine instead of a medicine?